Do you feel like every conversation about money in your relationship ends in arguments, silence, or frustration? Have you tried making plans together, but it feels like you're speaking different languages when it comes to finances? If that sounds familiar, take a deep breath. Because today you're going to discover how to turn those financial fights into true partnership. In this video, I'll show you how you and your partner can align your goals, talk about money without fighting, and even strengthen your relationship in the process. If you're tired of blaming each other, splitting everything 50-50 without knowing if that's really fair, or feeling like one of you is always pulling more weight, this video is for you. We're going to talk about setting financial goals as a couple, how to avoid traps that damage your relationship, and, most importantly, how to build a life together that's lighter, more prosperous, and stress-free. So stick around until the end, because what you'll learn today can change the way you relate to money and to each other. Have you ever tried talking about money with your partner and ended up in an argument, awkward silence, or both turning your backs and going to bed angry? If so, you're not alone. Many couples face this exact challenge, handling money without tearing the relationship apart. But what if I told you it is possible to turn those conflicts into a point of connection? That you can talk about finances with ease, respect, and even a bit of humor? Today, you'll learn how to unite as a couple around clear financial goals, build harmony and collaboration, and strengthen your bond along the way. The truth is, money is rarely the real villain. The real issue lies in how each of you learn to deal with it. One grew up hearing that saving means security. The other learned that life is short and money is meant to be spent. One loves spreadsheets, the other doesn't even know how much is in their account. When those mindsets clash, it's a recipe for conflict. But no one wants to live in constant tension. You just want to walk in the same direction, without getting lost in blame, resentment, and emotional withdrawals over numbers. So why is it so hard to sit down and have a mature conversation about finances? Often it's fear. Fear of sounding controlling, fear of revealing debt, fear of being judged for past choices. There's also this idea that if you love someone, you trust them, so there's no need to talk about money. But that's a trap. Communication isn't a lack of trust, it's clarity. And when clarity comes in, confusion and noise fade away. Talking about money in a relationship is like updating your couple's GPS. You might still be on the same road, but now you both know the destination. And here comes the turning point. When couples stop arguing over who spends more or saves less and start dreaming together. What do we want to achieve in the next few years? A house, travel the world, provide great education for our kids? When you define goals together, money stops being a cause of tension and becomes a tool to reach your dreams. And it doesn't have to be anything grand. Start with something simple, getting out of debt or saving for a trip. The key is knowing where you're going. Without direction, every cent can spark a fight. Now take notes, because this is where the magic happens. First, talk without judgment. No finger pointing. Set a calm moment in a peaceful environment, like a date night. Second, lay all expenses on the table. Use a simple spreadsheet, paper, and pen, or a shared app. Transparency is the start of partnership. Third, define realistic and inspiring goals, something that gets both of you excited to contribute. Fourth, create a fair split. And fair doesn't always mean equal. Sometimes one earns more, the other has more fixed expenses. That all counts. Fifth, build a monthly budget where each has freedom, but within agreed limits. And finally, have a monthly check-in, like a couple's financial checkup. Quick, stress-free, just to make sure you're on track. Now here is a common question. How do we keep this conversation light and not turn it into a never-ending argument? The secret is in how you talk. Always speak in terms of we instead of you always, or you never. Those phrases build walls. Focus on the future. How can we improve instead of why did you do that? And really listen to each other. Validate each other's feelings, even if you disagree. Maybe one of you fears losing money, while the other fears not living in the moment. That's okay. What matters is that both of you feel heard and respected. Let me give you a few golden tips to keep the harmony alive day to day. How about creating a love account? A monthly amount set aside just for couple time, a dinner out, a movie, a weekend getaway. It reminds you both that the effort is worth it. Another tip, agree on a spending limit for individual purchases that don't require joint approval. That way, no one feels they have to ask for permission, but there are also no unpleasant surprises. And every time you hit a goal, celebrate. It could be a trip, a symbolic gift, or just a toast at home. Celebrating wins keeps motivation high. At the end of the day, talking about money is talking about life. And when you learn to discuss finances with lightness, respect, and clarity, your relationship grows. Not because everything's perfect, but because there's now true partnership. You're no longer walking alone. You're moving forward together, with a plan in hand and a dream in your hearts. And that changes everything. If this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. And tell me in the comments, what's your biggest financial goal as a couple? I'd love to hear it. And hey, share this video with that couple friend who's always fighting about money. Who knows? It might stop a fight before it even starts.